Welcome to the Forgotten Files, where we dive deep into the darkest corners of the human psyche. Imagine hearing the chilling story of a monster, not through whispers or legend, but told by the monster himself. What if the words came straight from Ted Bundy's mouth? What if the horror came to life, not as fiction, but as the real, unfiltered story? Here, we unravel the truth behind minds that defy understanding, uncovering the raw and twisted realities behind infamous figures who left a permanent scar on history. Prepare yourself, because these aren't just stories. They're confessions from the forgotten files of the past. You know, people always thought I was just the guy next door, just another face in the crowd. I blended in. That was my gift, you could say. Ted, the polite, educated, charming guy everyone trusted. But that was exactly what made it all so easy. People like to think this started somewhere in my childhood, like there's a blueprint that explains it all. My family, they tried to raise me like anyone else, but there were cracks in that story from the start, the kind of cracks that don't heal. My mother was not who she seemed to be, and maybe that twisted up my ideas about family, love, trust. But it's no excuse, really. That emptiness, it was always there, and nothing filled it. Not school, not girlfriends, nothing. I don't know, hollow. It was the early 70s when I finally found something to ease that hollow feeling. Young women, all alone. You know the type. Kind, trusting, who thought the world was a good place. I approached them with a cast on my arm or leaning on crutches. A helpless act, like a wolf in sheep's clothing. It made them feel safe, just long enough to take control. They never saw me coming. I'd drive them to those remote spots. I can still remember that first rush, the electric fear in their eyes. That's when I felt alive. That was the moment I became someone. Seattle, Utah, Colorado. I left pieces of myself all over the map, scattered across every place I touched. Of course, the police came sniffing around. Detectives, FBI agents, I was their prize. But I was always a step ahead. They could never see the path I was on. That was my edge. I was careful, calculating. Escaping? That was easy. Once from the law library in Aspen, jumped right out the window. Then again from jail in Colorado. By the time I hit Florida, I felt invincible. Florida was intense. The Chi Omega house, those girls, they had no idea. It wasn't about them, not really. It was the act itself, the power of it. 2 dead, others barely clinging to life. By then, I knew the clock was ticking, but I was unstoppable. They finally caught me for something as trivial as a broken taillight. Imagine that, a taillight. The small things always get you. The trial. Now that was a show, a spectacle. Reporters, lawyers, fans. Women even came just to see me, like some kind of sideshow. They called me a monster, but I saw how they looked at me. Curiosity, fear, fascination. Even got married right there in the courtroom. People wanted to believe I was a monster, that someone so normal could be so dark. So I let them have their monster. January 24th, 1989. They strapped me into Old Sparky, the electric chair. People cheered outside. They'd been waiting for this, some kind of justice, I suppose. To them, it was closure. To me, it was just the end of a long game. I denied it all to the end, confessed to just enough to keep them on edge. They wanted me to be something dark, something evil, and in that last moment, I let them have what they needed. The flashes of cameras, the crowd screaming for blood. Even now, people debate if I was born this way or made into something twisted. Some even think there are more bodies, that I kept some things hidden. Let them wonder. The thrill wasn't in the kill. It was in knowing that I'd be remembered. If you found this journey into the mind of a monster as chilling as we did, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Join us in uncovering more horrific truths and forgotten stories that haunt our history. Welcome to the Forgotten Files, where the darkness comes alive.